Yay! Happy Wednesday! I hope you're all having a very beautiful week and so excited to be here. I did just climb in out of bed from a nap. Naps. I love naps. Can I tell you how much? It's just 20 minutes, a little rest and reset, napadation, meditation. I feel very floaty right now. So let's float along and see what goes on. Just to let everyone know, we are live over on Instagram today. And for Instagram, those that are capturing, I will check the comments occasionally, but it is a little bit of a challenge. So hello, Miss Shay. How are you? I hope everyone's really been enjoying their week so far. We've had some definite interesting adventures going on. Who can feel the energies? Because everything is energy. Can definitely feel the energies right now. There's been an opportunity, and this is why I napadate. We're really doing some big integrations right now. And what does that mean? We're all being activated and absolutely not so much shaken, but vibrated for things to come up that need to be released, revisited. Mercury in retrograde, the Venus in retrograde. These things, you may or may not feel anything, and that's okay. But for those of us that are really tapped into energies and have been for some time, we start to really embody and feel some of it. For every planet is connected to an organ, which is super fascinating. So depending on where you're feeling things, it may be a little bit different for everybody. And so for me, the last 6 months, and I have shared this, and I'm not writhing in pain, it's not horrible, but I've had a bit of an issue right with around my root, right? So as and digestion, well, this all relates to this Mars that's been dancing the way it's been dancing for me in particular in the astronomy over the last 6 months. And I kept saying to Norma, I don't know, something just tells me this isn't as physical as it's more energetic. And so remember that. It's really important to remember that. Fire everywhere. Yeah. I am a fire sign. I am here for alchemy. I did not come here to play small. And we'll discuss that a little bit today as well. So remembering that organ will affect you. And the moon is your emotions, the sun is your energy and more of your body. And as a Leo, I'm definitely like fire, and the sun charges this little soul a lot. And I won't call myself a little soul, my large soul a lot. It is an integral part of my life. So even if it's just getting out in nature or it's standing in the sun, but yeah, I've been on fire really strongly today in remembrance of some information. And so as we get this shift going on inside, we're going to be reminded of who we truly are. And for those of you that just may be joining, of course, I'm Tanja with Adventures for Connection. And we invite you to connect with yourselves. Remember, human is meant to be in harmony with nature. We strayed so far from our natural state. And it can be very discombobulating when you're not in your natural state. Never mind all the things we've consumed through what we breathe and what we watch with these eyes and put in our mouth. but in the air. And so this is a pretty big purge going on right now, and it's asking you to let go of what no longer resonates. You don't have to hang on. And Shay, as we were chatting earlier, remember this. If you are on purpose and you are pure love, you will be shown what love is not. You will be tested constantly. And it is a way of getting you back to your authentic self. It's to keep you on your soul journey. And remember, we're all souls having a human experience. We're not one and done. No, this is an eternal cosmic journey. And so I'm grateful to be here. I have a very, very, very cosmic perspective. I am not triggered. Whatever's going on out in the public right now, in the world, cannot trigger me. I have a lot of compassion. And through this process of remembering who I truly am, there was some grief. There was some definite sadness. For in that straying so far from our natural state, it's like there's a lot of lost souls. That's how it feels. And I always felt like a misfit, the island of misfit toys. So I welcome all misfits, all black sheep, all of those who feel they don't fit in, for you have a greater purpose. No matter what challenges you've had in your life, no matter what the world has thrown at you or family has thrown at you, you are so much more than you've been led to believe. Bring it on, because I'm not going to be a butthole. No, and you're not, my love. You're so, so, so powerful and so beautiful. And this is part of the process. Nobody said it was going to be easy. And one way of maybe checking in and checking on what I'm saying is I invite you to just close your eyes for a moment and say inside your head, who am I? Quietly. And when you say that inside your head, who's hearing? Who's listening? It didn't come in through your ears. Do you have conversations with yourself? No, we've been taught so much that everything is mental, and that is one of the universal laws. It means you create with your mind. It's part of the process. But like anything, it's running a program, any computer, any movie. You go into those old movie theaters and they've got the big reels and they put it on the projector and it brings in one little square at a time. That's the present moment. And then it goes to the next and the next. Now we don't see those flips. We used to see them more in the old movies, but your brain would connect that for you. It would fill in the gaps. And some of you may know this, but I'm gently reminding everyone as we go through this week, your program begins in your subconscious from birth until 7. Most of us came through a veil of forgetting so that we could be in this density, in this matter to touch and feel and sense and be. And we came in as pure love. And then the conditioning began from our parents. They were programmed too. Our grandparents, them too. School, job, life, friends. But maybe one day you went, what is this game? I don't want to play this game this way. I don't want to be here like this anymore. I was always the black sheep. I never, ever, ever fit in. My family, I stood tall. You want to talk about fire? I was pure fire when I was younger. I was pure fire that I was going to do what I wanted to do no matter what, because that's just how I was. Very, 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 even to my own detriment. That's what we do. To my own detriment, I have been a drug addict. I have been an alcoholic. I have been homeless. I have had nothing, but I can connect with any human being because we do have something in common. Hi, Arlene. Yeah, rebel. Rebel without a cause at the time, and now I got a cause. Now we're here to play big. But, it's so shamed upon, and I was watching something the other day. There's a constant play on this numbers, in the local mainland of Vancouver, BC, talking about addicts and how many people have passed, transitioned over so many period, and, "Oh, we're declaring it a state of emergency." Let's ask, how do these drugs get into the border? How do they get through? Who do you think's involved? Who do you think heroin came through in the '60s? They got dogs sniffing your car as you come through the border. They're let through. It's part of this keep them small. Why do you think weed, marijuana was legalized right before COVID? Well, now it's laced with chemicals. Let's keep them small. Did the liquor stores ever close? Nope. Oh, that's a necessity. So everything that you have is a crutch in your life. And so let me go back to this though. So they're talking about the addicts and people in Main Street and how many are dying. Do you know how most of them started? Because they just got so beaten down in their life. Their doctor prescribed them an opiate. That was me. Just prescribed them an opiate and kept refilling until they didn't. But it puts your whole body into that pattern. I have no guilt. I have no shame. I have none of that for self. But boy, did they try and make you feel small. And I did for years. I'm not good enough. That is a very common programming. Well, you know what? I am good enough. We are good enough. And we are going to reclaim our humanity, get back to our natural state of being. And I wonder, why were they ever put in the hospitals in the first place instead of the natural medications, herbs, and plants that we know we have that work as well? I ask you this. If there was not, why is there not a cure for cancer? Oh, but there is. Just reminding you, the world is not what you believe it to be sometimes. Follow the money. Follow the money. Yeah. And so they keep claiming this state of emergency for those that are, transitioning. My heart goes out to these families. But it is part of, as a soul, having a human experience and being that, that one that goes through that. You probably chose it before you came in. And in my what I know now to be true, it was critical for me, for my mission here as a soul having this human experience and my cosmic perspective, to make damn sure that I stayed way under any radars. It was weird because I would get called a narc all the time because I didn't get wasted. It wasn't out of my mind. I was always the most coherent one in the room. They're like, huh? How can you be like this? Are you a narc? No. So I was protected even then, right? I was always taken care of. You are always being taken care of. You have not done anything wrong in your life. You have had experiences, lessons, albeit some of them harder than others, redirections. Oh, you're going the wrong way. So you're going to stub your toe and you're still not listening and hearing us. So now you're going to have a car accident. Or maybe you have some disease within the body, right? And so as they do these things, and I'm talking about the government, and it's been very interesting to observe. I have no emotions around the whole government and the game going on there. To me, it's all a game. And maybe, yes, maybe what we can do is start pulling out of the game. How do you pull out of the game? Well, you don't give it your energy. You start there. You start nurturing your body. You start eating healthier. You deal with what comes up. I've been napping a lot more the last 6 months than ever. I was almost late for the show because I was napping. I prioritize my rest, my napidations over everything. Jade knows. My daughter knows. Have a good napidation, mom. Because I taught her a long time ago that my health has to be good for me to be a good mom, for me to lead a business, for me to lead a household, for me to lead a second business. This self-care is not selfish at all. Yeah. And so if healthcare was for your health, why don't they get to the root cause of the problem? Why you have the symptom instead of masking the symptom? I did the Ride to Conquer Cancer years ago before I fully knew. I'm like, we do this thing, we raise all this money. What's really going on with it? And as soon as you start to follow the money, and they're all corporations, they're all in business. A business must make money or it's not a business. So if healthcare is healing everyone, then they're not making money and they're not profitable. The pharmaceuticals are giving kickback to the doctors, the hospitals. It's all part of a big scam, in my opinion. But what a beautiful way to get us back to our natural state. So I don't judge it, I observe it. I choose faith over fear. I had fear coming up for months around it would come well, it was about 3 months in the fall, just when the eclipses started, so it was shaking that up in me that, "You gotta let this go, this is hey, here it is again. Alright, fine." And I just turned around and went into nature. I'm like, "I'm good. I got this. I've always been okay. I've never had to suffer that hard." And this was all around finances and business. So when you realign that you don't have to play in the system, you can start to pull your energy back. What did I do first? I spent a lot more time in nature. Nature is one of the most healing places you can be. The green is for the heart and heals the heart. The carbon monoxide you exhale, the trees are breathing in. The trees talk to each other. They're sentient beings. They're like Earth's antenna, all standing up and getting messages like the antenna on a car, tuning into a radio, tuning into a frequency, tuning into a TV channel. And so a lot of time in nature, slowing down. If you're so busy that you fall into bed at night and you didn't have any time for self, then what's the point? Yoga, sound baths, all of this is a way to slow down, to invite you to the inner work. For everything is within you. When you realize that you are the spark that ignites this body, it wouldn't operate without you, your consciousness. Not the mind, but the heart, the spark. Can you feel that spark? You don't have to, like, think about your heart beating, it just does. You don't have to think about breathing, it just does. What a magnificent creation the human is. Hello, Logan. Yeah. 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 I wouldn't worry about it, honey. If you need some frequencies, vibrations, okay, here's a big one. So first I got into nature, I slowed down. I did Reiki and quantum. I left Reiki, went to quantum. I moved through things at a extremely fast pace. Like, I assimilate information. It's almost like Norma's on the side of the on her side with all the, well, sometimes we cross over. I'm more about the human and the health and vitality and healing, and she covers all the rest of it. And then there's some that we bridge, and we're always amazed when we find those syncs between us, like the chaos star that is all over Moana 2, the new Disney movie, and anyway, she looked something up on that today. It's just mind-blowing when those links happen. The fact that it's a 9-year and it's a 9-pointed star. No, it's just unbelievable how these things start to, once you start to see the numbers, "Oh, look at that, I see that time all the time." It means you're being shown and paying attention. "We got your attention now. Here it is again." Or you may, think about somebody and run into them. The more synchronicities you have in your life, the more you slow down, the more connected you are to what I like to call higher self, angels, guides, source, whatever you choose, they're all energies. You are but one tendril of your main cosmic energy. Because this is so dense, not all of you can fit into this three-dimensional, 3D density world. And this is the only density that things vibrate at such paces that they feel like they're solid, they're matter. That's just my energy interacting with this energy. It is the only place in this space to play with the plasma, the ether. Yeah. So, what else did I do? Definitely added intermittent fasting and sleeping more, and being more conscious of what I was consuming overall, listening to more frequencies and good vibrational music, things that lit me up and made me feel good, consuming interesting information about the world, the planet, and I consumed a lot. So I have a really good cosmic read. And the reason why, I'll zoom back out for a second. So let me go back up into the galaxy, because I was an observer there. I am an observer there. We have many planets. It's a plan to have a net so that can have an experience in this 3D matter, and many energies at play. And there are councils. I am not going to talk about some galactic federation, though, because no, no, thank you. I will speak about councils where everyone is in a circle and discussing information and what is the best outcome given the information we have. And so I would come in with this information riding on my dragon. Of course, I'm a dragon rider. I've been saying that one for a long time. And and help to shape, influence, but not control. Never. We are not here to control anyone. And anybody that tries to control me, mm-mm, not gonna happen. I can see you coming a mile away. I feel the energy before it arrives. Something's up. What's going on? And then it'll show up. So slowing down. This is why I can't be triggered, because I've seen it all many times over. And I'm coming into all of this remembering, and remembering that we are all energy beings. We have energy around us. And as you go out into the world, when you're called to go somewhere and do something, you are affecting the energies around you. Some will be triggered by you and some will not. Some will be attracted to you because those on a similar vibration, like attracts like. I have been directed, guided to places like the center of the universe to learn about ley lines on Earth, to use dowsing rods, to get me more connected with me. Everything has its own place, own space. Yes, Tiamat's very important. Yeah. Everything has a purpose, even those things that you dislike, that you try and push away. Remember that. This is where we talk about getting slow enough that you can be the observer. You're a witness. You are experiencing it. But if you can pull your energy back a bit, so I am not the one speaking, I am not the one thinking, I am the one observing that. It might be a bit much for some, but that's my truth. That's how I see it. And those of us, call it what you will, we know why we're here. We know that there's a new way of being. And I can tell you, Norm and I are working day and night in the background on some new financial, healing, integral, optional ways of being more in the private and less in the public. There's a way. There's many ways. But as I explore this and I go first, because it seems to be the way it goes for me. Okay, I'll go first. I'll be the guinea pig. I'll be the guinea pig. Is that what guinea pigs came in? There's a purpose to be able to explore, and I'm not afraid. I have no fear. I have no fear. Not anymore. So when you get to that space and place, I'm not worried about politics, not worried about Trump, Trudeau, Carney, because we are more powerful than that. And yes, it's quite chaotic right now. I can witness that. It's always most chaotic before great change. But only you can change you. No one can do the change for you. You need to decide that you're going to embody more of yourself. You're going to connect with your heart and your gut and the rest of your body to realize these hands are chakras and terminals, to make sure that you can create that which you desire that does not need to be part of any system. Certainly not a control system. Create your own ecosystem, just like nature does. For your gut, your microbiome is like the mycelium in Mother Earth that nurtures and takes care. It's neural networks, just like your brain, wiring and firing. If you're having some, and I know many are right now, because I'm one of them, and I eat well, like 99% of the time. But there is something going on right now that, due to the energies and due to the changes going on within the human vessel, but the one thing you can count on is change. Adjusting what you consume and choosing fuel over comfort has led me to eating more fruit. Like, we're talking only fruit. And I usually don't break a fast until about noon. So I'm giving my body that space and time to have a bit of a rest and reset. If you're hungry, drink more water. You can have black coffee. That's fine if you need to. But drink more water. And then make sure you're getting enough fresh fruits and vegetables to nourish, because every single cell is doing its very best within your body to do its job. Those of you with so I look at cancer this way, Logan. It's like your body took the cells. Oh, these cells are not good cells. We can't let these cells run around the body. We're going to harness them and put them into an encasing to protect the body. Right? So we're going to protect the body. And then they come along with their biopsy and put it all back in the body. Oh, you need radiation, which is harmful to all the cells. So there are other ways. There are many other ways to heal cancer and stay healthy. And one of those ways is being really mindful about what you're putting in the body and fueling it. And I'm not going to say that you want to have a bunch of sugar in your fruit for fighting cancer per se. But you could do vegetables, and vegetable juices would be a really quick way. The reason the sugar actually feeds it, and no, I am not a doctor. I'm not going to profess to be one, but I would recommend that you speak with a naturopath. Getting blood work and finding out where your numbers are at are really critical. My mother has been suffering with leaky gut, thyroid issues, and aches and pains in her legs. Well, she went and saw the doctor, and the doctor put her on the scale. And last night, she was here. Was it last night? Maybe the night before. For dinner. She said it was the night before. She said to me, "Oh no, I don't want anything sweet. I got to lose some weight." My mother has not said that in years. And I went, "Bing! Oh, what's going on?" I stood on the scale at the doctor's office. I said, "Okay, well, good for you." And so then I sent her there's something called a fruitarian, which is fruits and vegetables mostly. There's more protein in a stalk of broccoli than there is in a steak. All right. So we're going to have some fun with this in the future. And I'm being the guinea pig right now as I edge into it and see how I feel. Always go by how you're feeling. And that's funny because Michelle on the other side, who's been doing vegan or fruitarian for quite some time, has been eating steak. So I'm going to say, and she's extremely energetic and tapped in. So everybody's body may need something different. So I recommend, if you don't feel good after you eat something, make a note. What did I eat? Oh, what else can I try? Give yourself options. Be open. And remembering that those fruits and vegetables that we're getting at the store are not necessarily the same as getting it from a farmer's market or getting it directly from the farm. Yeah. So everything is energy. So make sure you know what you need. You can muscle test or you can body dose. Food diaries are a great tool. Yeah. Yeah, the investment companies are desperate. I see that. Yeah. So my mom is now doing a parasite cleanse because that would be the next step. I didn't even go further with the rest because it goes parasite cleanse, liver detox, then kidneys, and you should be doing these, like running through these systematically, not all at once. Go easy on yourself. But what you will find, your thoughts will clear up. Your mind will be sharper. You will be more joyful because you have a brain in your stomach. It is part of you, honoring all of you. And yes, we've all been ebbing and tiding and weaving and going through just in a bit of a survival mode. And I get that. So do what you can manage. Don't be hard on yourself because your thoughts about things are way more powerful than any fact about a food. So if you believe something to be bad and you're putting it in your mouth, it's going to be bad. If you believe it to be joy, and I'm really enjoying this right now, body, we're going to love this right now, and just enjoy the moment. I had a cookie the other day. I think I had one yesterday too, but I made them. The things you don't You don't have to be rigid. Don't be freaking out because one of the things on this path is you become aware. And now there's all these apps that you can run food through. Awesome. Just remember your obsession and negating. I'm not saying negating those things that are bad, but just ease up a little bit. Just go for healthier options out of a package anyway, because anything in a package is not living food. We want as much living food, gardens, foraging, right? And this may be a stretch for many. So you do what you can. You get to the sauna and the pool when you can, if you like that. Do what brings you joy and is also healthy for the body. For some, that may be cold plunging. I can't cold plunge this time of year. My body's like, nope. That's like taking the sun and sticking it under cold water. Nope, not happening. A lot of people love it. I don't. And that's okay. As long as you're not taking those things and using that as your new addiction, so to speak. I'm not going to say it's not okay to use it as a path, a beginning, but many go in and then they go all in on something else and that replaces the addiction they had. So they never dealt with the core issue and now they're putting it into something else. It will rear its head for you. It will come up. Oh yeah, we go to a saltwater pool. Yeah. So it all depends. I spend more time in the steam and the sauna and I do a little cold shower in between because I'm already nice and warm and that's okay. That works for me. So you do what works for you, not what works for anybody else. Only for you. It is important that what you do for you works for you. And remember, each of us have such a unique energy makeup that everybody's going to have a little bit different need, desire. We can go through things like for every part of the body and every organ, there's an energy related to it that will almost certainly take you back to something that happened in childhood. Meditations are very good for getting tapped in with self if you can't do it with your eyes closed and just observe the mind. Do an active meditation. Go for a walk without earbuds. You may take your phone for photos. But if you're walking through the woods on your phone, you're missing the whole point. Forest bathing is very healing. Sitting and looking at the ocean is very healing. Sun gazing in the morning, evening, watching the moon, watching the stars. They will wave at you. They'll vibrate for you. Yeah. Yeah, you'll find, Logan, absolutely. You will find some things you cannot touch anymore. It'll just be like, nope. Your body will let you know. We're just not used to being so in tune with our body that we pick up on these things so that we can adjust and go through. We're so used to of just being habitual, and that's consuming your life. Get back into creation mode, for you came in for a beautiful experience. This is the, you know, we can't play with these senses anywhere else the way we can here. And you are a conduit. You are electromagnetic. So get your feet onto earth. Get into the natural biorhythm of earth. It is, you will find the quieter you get, the more in sync you become with nature. Go outside and just listen to nature if you can't get out for a walk. Go lie in the grass. Yeah, it's a process. We went through that too. Absolutely. I've been through that whole process. Oh, gelato. It's gelato season. I'm having gelato. And it was good, high quality gelato. And I kept getting this feeling, oh, this will be like the last round of this kind of flavoring stuff because it will no longer be enjoyable. So yeah, absolutely. It is important to enjoy. And then I always check in. Oh, I don't feel so good. You know, maybe I had a little too much. You can self-regulate. You can adjust as you go and find your own flow. I invite you now, if you choose, to just close your eyes for a minute. Not if you're driving, though, please. And just to remind you, as an energy being, bring your attention to your fingers. Can you feel your fingertips? Bring your attention to your toes. Now bring your attention to your nose. Feel the breath going in and going out. How is it different? Can you now breathe in again and fill the belly a little bit? And pause. Now slowly breathe out. When you breathe in this way and then breathe out this way longer, you're calming your entire vagus nerve. For energy is like waves on an ocean, and we're in we does a fish know it's underwater? We call it air. You could also call it plasma, ether. That's all there. It holds memory, it holds energy. How is the signal picked up from the cell tower for your cell phone? Energy. You can't see it. You just trust it's going to work. It is the same for you and your body. As you go about in the day, you're going to feel energies come and go. Allow them to go through you a little more and work to not attach to it, because then you bring it into thought in the mind and then you start ruminating about it. And now you've given it more energy of that which you didn't want. Pata. Can you see that? So if we can just observe it. Interesting. I'm feeling that right now. And if it's uncomfortable, ask if it's yours. Get to know your body. What is a yes for you? What is a no? And I've had one beautiful soul tell me her heart skips a beat. I'm like, well, there's your yes. What better way to tell you get excited? Many others get a knot in their stomach for a no, or maybe it's a tap on a shoulder. Only when we rest can we allow the body to recalibrate, restore. You could talk to your cells. We could do that right now. Hey, cells, I love you. Thank you for your ongoing, unwavering, and loving support within the body. How you consciously move about and do what needs to be done to allow this body to continue, to be able to manifest the thought of walking and to get up and walk without even realizing you actually created that manifestation in that moment. To start focusing on that which you do want and letting go of that which you don't. So when you have a negative thought, replace it with a positive one. Let me give you an example. Oh, my landlord drives me crazy. Oh, there's my landlord. I can hear her again. She's just being herself. Boy, is she loud. I bet she doesn't even realize it. I'm going to go out for a walk. So go take care of you. Don't worry about the things out of your control. For everything is always showing up for you to be observed. Can you respond instead of react? Can you now take that a step further, because there's a lot of reacting going on out there? Can you unplug a little bit more and just take a break and do some more self-care? Things I love to do for self-care: shiatsu, steam, sauna, walks in nature, things that bring me joy, doing dancing, making myself laugh. Absolutely. I can always laugh at myself. I was driving with my mom to get her a parasite cleanse today with her, and the dog was on my lap. and I had this shake that had spinach and spirulina, and it was like black. My mom's like, "Ew, gross." And I got some on the dog because the dog was on my lap. And she's like, "Oh, gross." And I'm laughing my ass off because I think it's really funny. So I'm like, "Oh, BB's getting some health food." It is all good. So as we go through this process, what can you enjoy? And if something doesn't bring you joy, walk away, turn it off, take a break. You're going through a very transformational time right now. This space, we are being asked to let go and trust, surrender, be in flow. It's beautiful. So, as a snowboarder, surfer, mountain biker, rock climber, flow state is when you're not thinking about anything else but what you're doing and it's bringing you joy. For some, knitting is a big one for that. For some, it's baking, cooking, sewing, drawing, doodling, coloring, getting outside. Do something that really brings you joy. Because joy needs to be your set point right now. And you will find that those that you are no longer vibrating with will vibrate away. And that's okay. We're not here to save anyone. We're not here to fix the world. We are here to create a new. So we got to let go of the old. It no longer matters. I know, easier said than done. There's a lot of fear around letting go of what is familiar. But once you step past that and you empower yourself with some knowledge, you will find that it gets easier and easier, and you get more emboldened and more powerful, and your fire starts to rise. You're not attacking anyone. You're just starting to stand a little taller, like a flower that's been getting lots of sun, going, "Yeah, I'm right here." And taking those steps in your life that you are guided to take, that your intuition is whispering or maybe hitting you on the head at this point, to start now. Don't wait. Let this stuff go. Purge the house. Get ready. I mean, to me, April 1st is the beginning of a new season, a new year. Certainly is for astronomy. We walk into Aries. Guess what? Aries is like, let's go. Let's get started. You'll go a little easier and smoother if you start ditching the weight that you're carrying that's holding you back a little bit now, which is what I feel is really happening this week in particular and next week. Don't judge yourself. Be kind. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Now, being kind doesn't mean being walked over. No, not at all. Sometimes being kind is putting up a boundary or, huh, really enjoyed our conversation up until now, but I have to go now. I'll get back to you tomorrow about going and doing that thing, right? So you're taking your power back and then you are cultivating it in new ways. You've been planting seeds, some of us our whole lives, for this moment, space and time. For the next 5 years is a huge transition. And you're not allowed to control it because your mind cannot conceive how good it can get. How amazing can it be? And if I sound like a crazy person to you, that's okay too. For many will choose to stay within a system. Some will choose Neuralink. Some will choose to plug in instead of being telepathic, which is our natural gifts. Some will choose to do it with a computer and live in a smart city surrounded by electricity. But they don't realize is they are one of the ones powering it, for that is how powerful you are. Choose wisely. This is a test. This is a test. It's not a path I choose to go down. It's not a path I can even imagine. Or I'm so excited when I get out in nature, out of the city, and I'm reserved from city, but when I get out, oh, it's such a harmonious feeling to be in the woods. It's like my whole body just goes, "Oh, yeah." So being in harmony with nature. And what is the golden rule? Do unto others, all sentient beings, all animals, all creatures, all sentient beings, as you would have them do unto you. So these spitting attacks we're seeing and cars being keyed, it goes beyond my ability to think what's going through that mind when that is being done to another's car that they don't even know. This is how chaotic it gets before a great change. So choose you. Put you first. Nobody else is going to. If you have children, hey kids, guess what? It's quiet time. Everybody's going to be quiet for the next, start with 15 minutes, but then build it up to at least half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, depends on how old they are. But the more they learn to self-nurture, self-regulate, and have that quiet time to decompress and settle, they won't feel that need to be so busy, 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 busy. Because I can tell you, poor Jade, when she was young, because I was running a business and doing this, and Jade was doing all kinds of activities. She was very good at it. She loved it. She had a lot of energy to burn. But in a way, I was feeling that because I was also in that energy. And so now we've backpedaled that. And now she's older. It's a much softer. So we are at all times, we are programming our children in a way. The other thing I did do on the flip side was have her very connected to her body through dance and gymnastics and all kinds of dance. She played hockey. She did what she, I would ask her, what would you like to do? And she would choose. But one of those things was me always getting down on my knees and saying, we have a choice. We're here at the park. It's time to go. Would you like a snack now or would you like a snack in the car? I'm giving you a 5-minute warning. You have a heads up. She always has been empowered to be her own soul. I've never dictated and act like I controlled her and told her what she had to do. For that is not what a parent is. A parent is a guide. What are the best practices in this world? How do we be kind to others? And she's always been kind to nature, always very connected. So remember, when in doubt, nature out. Love thyself, know thyself. You are always being guided. There is no behind. Everything is always in the right timing. Everything is always working out for me. You get to choose how you perceive, how you react or respond. It's up to you. Only you. Are you ready to stand in your power? I love you. Watch for more. There's one spot left for Sedona. Reach out. We can chat. This is a very special trip. There's only a few of us going, and be some beautiful energetic shifts there. There's a reason those that are coming, and it's always, and I'll be back. I'll hit Sedona again shortly, probably in maybe late in the fall. Let's see. Yeah, do not adjust your set. Your mindset is everything. Beautiful, Carolyn, and thank you for being in the background. And we've got Egypt in September, Vedette Lake in June. Yeah. Hello, Sia Kiss. What a beautiful name. Yeah. You know what would be best is email. So let's just put that on here. Or Telegram. We are on Telegram. Carolyn, do you have the Telegram link that we could pop in there? It's also on the website. So if you were to go to the website, See a Kiss, we can take it from there. Yeah. We are all souls having this human experience, and we're soul families connecting. We've all been plugged in somewhere different. We're starting to come together. It is time as we move into spring and through this summer and fall. Anybody want to get on a caravan and have a convoy of energy? That's what we're talking about. All right. I love you very much. Have a beautiful evening. Yes, you can get a portal and pop